Hello and welcome to another chart lessons from Oliver Velez. My name is Oliver Velez, and today I'm going to bring your attention to a stock that I'm very excited about. It's called PACR International. The symbol is PACR. Yesterday, over the weekend, I wrote a piece on PACR International and officially made this stock my first Velez wealth accumulation play for 2010. Now, what exactly does that mean? What is a Velez wealth accumulation play, or VWAP for short? It's the following. It's a play which I believe has extraordinary profit potential. And this profit potential is what I term forever profit potential. And what that means is that whenever I isolate a play that I believe has lifelong potential, the potential to generate significant gains over a lifetime, I actually dub it an official VWAP play. Now, the specific characteristics of a VWAP are as follows. Number one, I must feel that the play has the ability to at least triple our money. All right, so a minimum of a triple. However, I also must feel that it has good potential to be what I consider to be a 10-bagger, which is the stock has the ability to generate 10 times the amount of my entire investment. Now, the lifelong aspect falls into play as follows. I believe that the very best wealth opportunities are never, ever completely sold, that they are played almost in a Warren Buffett-like fashion, where Warren Buffett was known to say that the best investments are forever, that the best investments are never sold, and I am actually in full agreement with that. I have specific plays from the early 90s that I am still holding token share amounts in because of this concept of never selling your major winning plays. Think about this. If you earn a 10 or 12-fold increase, you've basically pulled out your initial investment 10 to 12 times over. Your cost basis is well below zero. Keeping a meager share amount in, 50 shares, 100 shares, a couple hundred shares, really is keeping a part of the market's money in. Your risk has been completely removed, and you'd be surprised as to what this leave a little token amount in your biggest winning plays for life. You'd be surprised how much more you actually earn over a lifetime with such a method. Now, what also the leave a certain token amount in does is it keeps you connected with your biggest winning plays. It keeps you with your finger on the pulse of these specific plays, and therefore when additional opportunities materialize in them, you're there, you're connected, you don't miss it, because this token amount forces you to stay intimate with your winning plays. This also keeps you connected with your friends. Your biggest winning plays become like family members that almost beg to continue to reward you over a lifetime. And what I find that a lot of traders are too quick to move on to the very next play and forget about and even abandon some of the winning plays that will continue to be winners over years and years and perhaps even decades. So I believe that PACR has that type of potential. I like the fact that it's in a relatively low price area. I love the fact that it is extraordinarily actively traded. So we're not talking about thin stocks, which I really do not like to deal with on a frequent basis. And I do, as I mentioned in my report yesterday, I do believe the stock has a minimum of triple potential and potentially far more than that as well. Now let's take a quick look at the daily chart here. On the report yesterday, I featured the weekly chart to show the supportive nature down in this $3 to $4 area and its upside potential in the high teens to mid $20 area. Now, if we look at the daily chart here, we see on the right-hand side of the chart how PACR has exploded to blast through major key areas of resistance. Okay, let me get back to my chart here. So this blast through over the last week or so has cleared to the left major chunks of sideways vacillation. And this is one of the keys to knowing when a stock is really ready to change its entire characteristic, its entire personality, its entire mood. All right? It has cleared through every major recent area of resistance, every downdraft in the stock. Look at this. The most recent downdraft occurred in the beginning of, or in the middle of January into the middle of February. The downdraft prior to this most recent one occurred in the beginning of November into the beginning of December. And the downdraft prior to that one occurred in the middle of October into the beginning of November. And so when you have an advance that wipes out multiple downdrafts, which means an advance that recuperates, fully retraces, entirely negates several serious downdrafts, you know that this represents a significant change in the entire personality of the stock. And it's one of the clearest examples, one of the clearest signs that the institutions have in large part become major net accumulators of the stock. Now, it doesn't mean that there are not some institutions that are selling. It does not mean that some institutions on these rallies to the upside are not paring back their positions or taking some gains. I mean, after all, from the low established in the beginning of November to the move as of today in the mid $4 area, you're talking about almost a 100% return or close to it. So certainly there are some institutions that might be taking some profits in the next several days or what have you, and we certainly hope that's the case. But from a net perspective, it is very clear that the vast majority of institutions involved in PACR are net accumulators. You can't have a rally of this magnitude, a rally that wipes out multiple key areas of trouble. Remember, the former downdrafts are areas of trouble. You can't have a substantial rally of this magnitude if you don't have major multi-billion-dollar firms stepping up to play. Now, here's the caveat. The institutions involved in PACR at the moment are of a certain variety, are of a certain type, are of a certain kind. They're the specialty institutions that are allowed to accumulate in large amounts stocks below the $5 level. There is an entirely other world of institutions that cannot, based on their charters, buy anything below $5. So the specialty institutions, right, who are jumping on board know that if they can help manufacture a move to get PACR above $5, an entirely different world, a far larger world of institutions will be allowed to jump on board in the biggest possible way. And it is at that particular point we will see PACR take on a heightened level of activity and bullishness.